Newsweek writes, George Soros' praise for Ron DeSantis rattles Trump supporters. And that's putting it lightly. I saw Gateway Pundit wrote, George, the kiss of death. George Soros endorses Ron DeSantis, which he did not do. Let me show you the quote, because they actually do have the quote in here. Quote, DeSantis is shrewd, ruthless, and ambitious. He is likely to be the Republican candidate. This could induce Trump, whose narcissism has turned into a disease, to run as a third-party candidate. That would lead to a Democratic landslide and force the Republican Party to reform itself. He actually said, my hope for 2024 is that Trump and Governor DeSantis of Florida will slug it out for the Republican nomination. And then, because it would lead to the Democrats winning. So why? I know why. I think people who like Trump are trying to sabotage Ron DeSantis. But I don't know. Your thoughts, I guess? I'm kind of pissed off at being lied to be honest.
I'm so glad you looked up the full quote and can expose that it is just a complete 100% lie.
Coming from Trump supporters.
Yeah. Well,
and the mainstream media, don't get me wrong. Yes. But at least Newsweek puts it lightly. They're like, he praised DeSantis. Praised him?
No.
He called him ruthless.
But I just thought
that's not really complimentary.
I just thought it was stupid. They've convinced me that this is a dog. And that's why I'm very happy to see it.
Well, he went right under the table.
Fake news from Ann.
I just think it's stupid to decide whether you like a politician or a person based on who else likes that person or doesn't like that person. That's what you do when you're looking at a black box. You have no other information. Who is this Ron DeSantis you speak of? We know about Ron. I don't care. I don't care who endorses him. I know the things he's done. He opened up the state. Trump shut it down. He read the great Barrington Declaration, guys. Trump listened to Fauci and allowed him to run COVID policy. He sent the illegals to Martha's Vineyard, the greatest political stunt of my lifetime.
Yeah, wow.
So funny. And people are so mad about that.
Yes.
It was after all the busing and everything to take the extra step to go to Martha's Vineyard.
And man, was that a hit. He hired more police, offered police being harassed other places to come and get a $5,000 bonus to come work in Florida. I mean, he's just been done hit after hit after hit. So I don't care who endorses him. Hello, puppy.
This is Mr. Bokus.
Here he is.
Hello,
They told us he was going to die in a week, and here he is. He's looking like he's getting a little thick. He's starting to eat again.
He gained a quarter pound in the first week after stem cell treatment. He just got another injection yesterday and some subcutaneous fluids today, so he looks like a little muscular bodybuilder.
What does he have?
It's kidney
failure, they call it. It's third.
Is he a drinker?
What's that? Yeah, he's been.
No, he's a street cat. His kidneys never developed correctly.
Yeah, he has got underdeveloped kidneys and a bad heart. So,
but
he started
since the stem cell treatment and the change in his diet, he's extremely a lot better.
He's like John Fetterman.
Yeah.
Stem cells. We got him this experimental stem cell treatment.
Is he depressed?
No, not anymore.
He's doing better. They had to shave his little legs, though, to give him the
Should have shaved
IVs.
the fourth one, though. He's got three
I know,
legs and one that's still fluffy.
So anyway, we were talking about Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump.
Hey.
So what are you thinking? You're voting DeSantis 2024 if he runs?
Right now, though, I'm if the cameras weren't running, I'd say, of course I am. He's the best candidate out there. He's the best in my lifetime. But since the cameras are running, I want Ron DeSantis to have to fight for my vote. So yes, I'm considering him very strongly. Yeah. We'll see.
You've been on Twitter quite vocal about Donald Trump.
Yes, both ways. I mean, I did write in Trump We Trust. And I was introducing him at rallies 2 weeks after he announced out in Iowa and elsewhere. And look, if you read in Trump We Trust, I wouldn't take back a single word of it. In fact, I've given it to certain Republican presidential candidates. I want to read it saying, but you actually have to do it. Because the 2016 campaign, I think, was the greatest presidential campaign in world history. But in the book, I make it very clear he's an awful person. He's a con man. He's a grifter. Horrible, tacky vulgarian. Got all that. But he's the only one offering us this basket of issues I want to vote on. Yeah. Obviously, number one, immigration. Number 2, 3, and 4, immigration and the wall, bringing trade back, this worship of free trade, and no more stupid wars. Those were like the 3 biggest things. And he supported things like, gun rights very strongly. And then, he gets into office and starts talking about amnestying the Dreamers. They're the ones I want to deport first because they're bossy and obnoxious. At least, you catch another illegal alien and they say, okay, you got me. No, Dreamers, how dare you not give me amnesty? So Trump gets elected, doesn't build the wall, builds 33 miles, 6 months before the election. It's a 2,000-mile border. He takes Kim Kardashian, noted criminologist, to push through laws releasing criminals. That's a huge hit with Americans, especially after 2020. That's great. Yeah,
well, he's always known how to be a celebrity, right? Like that reminded me of the reality TV show aspect of Trump, right? He knew.
I think you're giving him more. I don't even think it's knowing how to be. I think he's a narcissistic. I didn't read. The one thing I didn't know when I wrote In Trump We Trust is how profoundly stupid he is. I made very clear in the book the only thing he could do, we will forgive him for anything. And I defended him the day after the Access Hollywood, pussy grabbing tape came out. I was giving a speech before 5,000 people in California up in farmland. And I was pedal to the metal defending him. And I said, we'll forgive him for anything, but unless you betray us on immigration. Yeah. Oh, and guess what he did? You can't do every campaign rally, build the wall, build the wall, build the wall, and then not build the wall and expect to get reelected.
Well, that was the best part of your Twitter account for me for a long time was your how many days, no progress on the wall.
Border wall updates.
Yeah. And you were intense about it. You were one of the most vocal people keeping his feet to the fire on the border wall.
Yeah, that works.
It didn't. Look, you fought a good fight here. You can't say that you didn't try.
I will say, to be fair, the areas that got secured did reduce illegal immigration in key points. You didn't get a beautiful...
5 million illegals have come in since Biden's been president.
Well,
there's a reason we wanted a wall. A wall is forever. And these people, my allies on the immigration issue who say, the wall, it's a metaphor. We don't just enforce E-Verify. Okay, E-Verify goes away with the next president. Refugee limits go away with the next president. A wall is forever. Americans were correct to vote for the guy, no matter how much of a despicable, moronic, grifting human being he was. He promised us a wall, and that's why people voted for him.
Is DeSantis going to get us a wall?
I think so. I absolutely do. And the reason I say it with that enthusiasm is what I like about DeSantis is Trump was all talk, no action. DeSantis is no talk, action.
Yeah.
What did you think of Doug Ducey's shipping container wall? He put the shipping containers in the gaps in the wall.
And then Biden took it down.
Yeah. They were super mad about it. What did you think? Do you like that?
That's why we want a wall and not a cheesy little fence.
That's true.
I used to think the wall was such a silly idea because I was like, they'll just go around it or under it or they'll send drones over it. I didn't realize until the last couple of years how much human trafficking is just happening on a daily basis. That I've got this armband from.
Yeah.
It says entrejas, which means delivered. This is put around the arms of young children that are sent across the border as cattle, as commodities, basically, to be sold.
No, it's very sick.
The people that are being trafficked get marked by this, and then we also have we have that ID, a fake ID that they use to try and make fake asylum claims. It's crazy that...
And we are a magnet for that sort of human trafficking. It's sick that we're doing this. It's sick that we're doing it to them. And it's just people who hate America, and they're willing to risk these human lives to wreck our country.
I think it's completely in line with what Democrats do, short-term gains for long-term losses. One of the big strategies Democrats have is to artificially prop up the failing economy with this maximizing as much demand as possible through illegal immigration, ignoring all the negative consequences, and then 10 years down the line, we're gonna face a very serious economic crisis from it. But they're hoping that they can boost numbers in the short term to make it look good.
And what are they like?
That's true too, but long term they win also. Look at California. The entire country will be California. Highest taxes in the country, least numbers of services. People who work for a living are just oppressed, harassed. They have to walk through, human feces to get to work. Homeless camps all over. That is your future, America.
Do you think that the allowance of this happening across the border is one of three reasons? Maybe because they can't stop it, so it's like, what are we going to do? Two, because they want a huge population that they can turn into military men. I don't know, maybe that's part of it, that they want more fodder for the war machine. So they're letting them in and they're like, hey, you can earn your citizenship.
I think they're not against that, but I think that's not the number.
Well,
Do
and
you think
we're
it's
not
more just like
seeing-
they're overwhelmed and they're like, we don't know how to stop it, so we're not even going to try?
No, that is absolute. Never believe that. I mean, they act that way. So sorry, I shouldn't be that dismissive. Yeah, they all act. Oh, what are you going to do? And oh, people can climb over a wall. Yeah, tell it to Israel. Tell it to China. No,
Tell it
walls
to the
have-
Capitol complex that put up
Yes.
a wall just the other day.
Walls always work. I mean, it's like saying don't put a lock on your door. Isn't that a nice quote?
On a new bed.
Focus is laying
Get
on
some stem cell on
Anne's
that.
coat.
I could use it.
Yeah.
You don't lock your door because, a burglar could, I don't know, take a hatchet to it or something. I mean, Israel had, the wall goes deep, deep down. When Israel put up its wall, it cut down illegal immigration by more than 90%. That wasn't good enough for Israel. So they found, after they had built the wall, which parts of the wall were the most vulnerable and built those extra high. No, walls work. Drones don't work. Boots on the ground don't work. High tech doesn't work. What are we going to do? Watch them run across? That's all an excuse for no wall, open border. The only thing that works is a wall. And as for why they want it, well, long term, Democrats are sitting pretty in California. You came from California. They control every branch of government. The illegals who are coming in, I will say they are very hard workers. They're very nice. I bear them no ill will. And they really are hard workers. But they also consume a lot of government benefits. And they vote overwhelmingly Democrat. And that's what happened to California. Hispanics are now a plurality. It was completely the opposite. It was like one of the whitest states in the union, California. It was the Beach Boys. Now they're a plurality, and Democrats control the state, and that's what will happen to the entire country.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.